Today we're going to make a Greek style nut cheese. Now we've already made our nut cheese, and that's according to our recipe which we have on our channel. So just look for how to make raw vegan seed and nut cheese. And this is an almond nut cheese which we've made, and this is a sesame and flax seed cheese that we've made. Now, once you've made the cheese, which will take a fermentation process of about 6 hours, you can put it in the fridge and you can eat it like that. It's really nice. It's soft, and it can be quite liquidy down the bottom because the whey tends to collect down the bottom, and it's more tangy down the bottom too. Now what we're going to do with this is we're going to hang this cheese. It's called a hung cheese, and it's in the Greek style of cheeses, soft white cheeses. And here we've got one that we've made a few days ago. It's made from almond nut cheese, and the whey has collected down in the bottom of the jar there. We'll show you that process in a minute. We'll just show you how this has turned out. Okay, so now you see the cheese has actually solidified more, and you can actually kind of cut it almost. It's like a cream cheese, but it's salty and it's tangy, and it's really yummy. Now we're going to actually make some of this cheese. It's very easy. All you have to, I'll just tie this back up. We'll tie it back up and we'll put it back, and we'll put that, we keep that in the fridge. That's only been there for a couple of days and it's already firmed up quite a bit. There'll come a point where it's basically not going to firm anymore just by doing that, but that's all you need to do, because if you squeeze it, you'll find that the cheese comes out of the cheesecloth, so you actually have to hang it like that to get the liquid to come out and separate from the cheese. Now what you do is you just get some cheesecloth, which is that really thin, really loose woven cotton, and we just cut a certain amount. Now we've only got small jars, and so we're only going to do small balls at a time. It's up to you how much you've got, how much you can make a large ball, but you want to hang it somewhere where you can keep it off the ground, off the bottom. Keep it up in the air so that it can drip down, and so that there's enough room for the whey to drip out and collect in the bottom. So we're using wide mouth jars. These are wide mouth canning jars, which will give you plenty of room for a nice sized ball of cheese. Now cut a square, and this cheesecloth is already doubled over. 1, 2, and then that's doubled over again. So you've actually got 4 layers of that very loose weave cheesecloth. Lay it out on a plate, so that, because it's going to be some wet work here. here's our sunflower and flaxseed cheese. And make sure you put the right amount, because if you put too much in, you won't be able to close the cloth up around the cheese to make a nice sling to hold it in. So there, we've got that up there, and there's no gaps there where the cheese is going to squeeze through. Now we'll just use a little bit of cotton string here, and we'll just tie it round. We're not going to tie it in a knot because we want to be able to open it up and check it and then close it again, so we'll just tie it once here so that we can untie it again. And then with those pieces of string, we'll put it down into the jar here first, and that string is going to be on the edge of the jar there, like that. And then we'll get the lid, and that, put down the lid on it, and that lid is going to hold that string, and it's holding it high above there, and that's just going to drip in there. And then we'll put that in the fridge. So that's how you make your Greek style cheese out of your vegan nut cheese. You will need a cupful or more of raw nuts and or seeds. We're using a variety to make a mixed blend of nut seed cheese. We have Brazil nuts, sesame seeds, almonds, flax seeds, pepitas, walnuts, sunflower seeds. Add water to your seeds and nuts, except for the flax seeds. Keep them dry, and soak these for 8 to 12 hours. Once they've been soaked, pour off the soak water and rinse the seeds and nuts. Put the dry flax seeds into a seed grinder and grind them into a powder. Add the ground flax seeds to the soaked mixture and place it about a cupful into a blender. The amount depends upon the size and efficiency of your blender. Add a half to 1 flat teaspoon of salt and some clean, distilled or boiled water, enough to cover the mixture. Start the blender at low speed and quickly rise the speed up to blend speed. Add more water as you go to keep the mixture thin enough to blend into a sloppy, grainy paste. As the mixture thickens, you may need to divide it and add a little water as you go, so that the blender can efficiently blend the mixture into a smooth, creamy, thick batter consistency. Add your cheese tartar culture from a previous batch, or if you don't have some nut cheese left over from a previous batch, use a vegan Acidophilus powder, half a teaspoon per cup of dry nuts. Blend one final time and check consistency. It should be very smooth and it should pour out as you see it pouring out in the jars. Now you can pour it or spoon it into the clean glass jars, leaving about a quarter to a third empty at the top of the jar. Screw lids on just to catching point. Don't tighten them because gas needs to escape during fermentation. Place the jars onto a plastic bag or onto a drip tray and put them into a warm place for approximately 6 hours. The cheese is ready when it's riddled with small bubbles of air. The smell and taste should be pleasant and tangy. This jar was overfilled. The whey dripped out and was caught in the plastic bag. This jar was not overfull. The cheese rose to a level below the lid. The mixture is now a soft, solid cheese. Refrigerate it and it'll